Hey everyone, I am back with another tutorial. This one is gonna be on RageMP. I know it's probably not gonna be popular. I don't care. Sadly, RageMP is not covered at all in the internet, and that is exactly the reason why I started making the tutorials in the first place. So it would be very important to cover those topics as well. So today we're gonna really focus on how to stream custom add-on clothing, add-on pads, add-on weapons, and interiors as well as exteriors. So all of the mapping to your RageMP server. Trust me, it's gonna save you a shit ton of time if you watch this video carefully and closely. I will showcasing exactly where you could make your mistake, how to fix it, how not to cause a crash, because sadly, because of the very architecture of DLC archives, the game always crashes and it takes a lot of time for it to reboot. We all know that, it's Rage. So let's dive straight into that. Now, if you have further questions still, make sure to visit RageMP.pro where all of your issues might already have been resolved. This is a special dedicated server literally for RageMP platform, so make sure to visit that one. Try to use the search function for all of your issues or questions, and also you will find free open source resources here, so link is gonna be in the description. So let's start with the most popular topic. Is gonna be add-on props, add-on mapping, add-on interiors, exteriors, whatever it is mapping related. So I'm gonna create a template in here, my Discord channel, tools and links. I'm gonna drag and drop it here so you can literally just download and send your files over to that archive, like literally drag and drop them inside. But still, it's very important you carefully understand what you're doing, otherwise it will cause a crash. So watch this one carefully. So as for mapping, we go to DLC mapping, quite simple one. The hierarchy here is pretty simple, the same hierarchy I was showcasing on this channel years ago. As for how it's done, like literally, let's go to any folder. In my case, I'm gonna be showcasing Liquid Libraries, a very cool, one of the best interiors out there to this day. I was working it with one of the best Dark Overseer. Literally drag and drop your files here, then you go back to your content XML, making sure this all is written correctly. It is. You don't have to create anything of that because I already sent you the files via my Discord channel. But inside here, very important to understand, you just navigating to your RPF archive here in file name and files to enable, and that's literally it. From here, you literally just drag and drop your DLC mapping into your client resources DLC packs, and you're done with interiors, exteriors, and whatever that is mapping related. Well, let us now cover add-on weapons. So literally just navigate to the next folder in my template I'm gonna send. So DLC custom weapons is what you're looking for when we talk about weapons. It's a bit more tricky because meta files involved in each weapon and has to be written correctly. So inside here our hierarchy goes common RPF data, and inside here we have our meta files of our weapon. Now this is no add-on weapon tutorial. I have one on my channel, gonna leave a link in the description. This is particularly purely how to stream it to the server. If you have no clue how to create those files in the first place, again navigate to my add-on creation tutorial of the weapons. But inside here you literally have the pet personality, the weapon archetypes, and inside AI you have weapons.meta, components, animations, etc. I'm gonna leave those here. Those are just dummy empty inside, so you just replace them with whatever you have here working for your weapon. And down there for x64 you have data, length, whatever. This just can stay empty. And as for the models, obviously models inside of your weapons. Again, you don't have to create any single folder for this path. Just don't copy it. Go to my Discord channel, download it, leave afterwards. I don't care. Then let us do it manually with our hands. So here I have my cyber revolver. I go to stream and I literally drag and drop my weapons into the weapons.rpf under my models, making sure it works. Obviously always make LODs for your weapon, so that's great. Then for your data you literally drag and drop pet personality, weapon archetypes, and then you drag and drop your weapons, components, animations. Literally as simple as that. Now very carefully, if your weapons is called, for example, weapons revolvers, that's how Rockstar usually or sometimes does it, it's not gonna work. It's gonna crash. You're gonna say desert us. Well, what is this? You send me those templates, you made a tutorial, it doesn't work, it crashes my game. Well then, if you rename your meta file, be a good boy, go to your content XML, and instead of weapons.meta, what it was, now you write weapons revolver.meta, because for your particular case it's called different. Or just rename your weapons revolver to weapons.meta. So that's how it's done. By the way, here we have our weapon animations, here weapon components, weapon revolver. This is literally just a pass to them. It's already written out for you, just drag and drop the files inside and it's gonna work. Again, literally just drag and drop those to your DLC packs and that's it. Now let's do add-on pad, and by that I mean literally new characters that never before existed in game, like characters from my store, for it 5M related store. So in order to do that, it's actually the simplest out there for my tutorial. Funny enough, because add-on pad tutorial, add-on pad creation tutorial is laughable. 2.3 hours on my channel. Again, don't care as long as you guys found it any helpful, man. So inside here we have our DLC Ghostface for our add-on characters. In here you go for your common, and inside here you have peds.meta, the very same file we create in our add-on pet tutorial. So for our 5M structure, literally peds.meta, you have your name here, this here. If you don't have that or you don't know how to create it, again, link in the description, but I assume you already have that but have no clue how to stream it because it's RageMP being ass. Inside x64 we have this hierarchy, and Ghostface is literally where you drag and drop your model. In my case it's Ghostface, so you're making sure it works. Always make your LODs. And then as for the content.xml, like always, it's just pets.meta for your meta file of your character, and then just the model itself inside the RPF. And under files to enable, it literally is the same. So for you, just drag and drop your character in here with whatever name you want, and it's just gonna work, as well as replace the pets.meta. So when it comes to closing, it actually is the trickiest out there. Closing is really capricious on RageMP. It always crashes. It doesn't even need a reason why, so watch this one really carefully. So let us imagine a situation we literally have hundreds of closing out there. Like, I literally went out to the internet and to GTA 5 mods, downloaded random models out there in my archive here I have. That's it. So what you do, and follow my steps really carefully, you create one folder for male and one folder for female. Sadly, it's very important to do that for Rage because that's the very architecture of the archive, GTA archive. So inside here I downloaded those closing, again those literally called for MP male, for whatever that is, and I drag and drop that to my male folder. It's very important to categorize them accordingly. And inside here you have your pieces of clothing. That's as simple as that. You just drag and drop them in. Don't ask me why yet, you just have to do that. There's hundreds of models here. We can drag and drop something as well from the internet, like again, I don't care what it is. Ushanka hat, come in here. I know it's for male, I drag and drop it for male. Then again, it's pretty hard to confuse this one with being female, so that's a no-brainer. You send your female objects here, you can find more of them, again up to you. And after you found your clothing, you categorized it to male and female. Again, very important to do that, not based on your wish, but it actually has to be for male and female because they have different bones, different skinning attached to them. So after you've done that, very important next step, you go to this link I have in my description on the GTAV GitHub. So very creator of YMT editor, very cool guy, I guess. Props to him, kudos. A really helpful and great tool, relatively new. I found out about it recently. It saves a ton of time. It's actually amazing. Hard to imagine we lived without it. So you go to releases, assets, and you literally just download the tool itself. Then you open the grizzlycluestool.exe. Inside here, this is how it looks cool, works great mostly. And inside here it could send you this error, whatever. Click yes and just create a new project. Let's call it tutorial closing. Okay, and in here, well, guess what, we have to select our closing for male and female. Now I dragged and dropped it all in my folder work progress 6. So let me go check for male closing for folder 6. I go for male, and I can click it like so to select every single one of them that just holds the models of themselves, or just click the male in brackets and it just works. And as you see here, it imported all the closing and it renamed them all accordingly and automatically. Back in the day, we had to do it manually with our hands. Took a lot of time troubleshooting, nightmare. So this is a lifesaver. As for the female, again, we categorized it ourselves. Could not be easier. You go to female, you select it, and it's literally done. You can have hundreds of objects here, closing components, I mean, as well as closing props. That's why what I suggest you doing for RageMP, because it's tricky there. So this is literally the way. After you've done that, you save your project. So export project somewhere, literally like so. And now when you want to add more closing, you can close your GTAV tool and then import your project back and just work on it again, and it will add all the closing inside here to this existing project, 100 more upper, etc, etc. It will get numbers and naming correctly as well. Other than that, you just don't need it. If you're done it for like, if you need it for like once, then literally build it. CD preview is cool, I guess, but not what we need right now. Go to single player. Our platform is RageMP. It's actually single player format. Now output folder is where to save it. Let's save it to 6 as well. And literally let's just build it. It's gonna be quick, or crazy quick actually. Now it's inside here. Let's get the folder and literally call it like DLC, whatever we had it, tutorial closing, and we almost done the crucial step here. After the automatic work is over, thanks to this amazing closing tool, you drag and drop it somewhere. OpenIV, RP Explorer, endless debate, I don't care. Now literally let's fix the errors this software currently may have. If it still crashes once you stream it to the server, it sadly may occur still to this day. The tool is imperfect yet amazing. So first things first, we have a hierarchy as well, like always with our metadata and our models. Models in here, but let's start with our hierarchy. So it has like two meta files for male and for female. Now you see that we just had to categorize them. It's not a choice. Same here, we have our RPFs with models, male and females separately. That's just how Rockstar made it work. It's hard-coded, okay? You have to do that. Now inside here, you have your meta files, and I suggest you deeply, guys, just look carefully for the names here. Check them out 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So what I suggest you doing is copy your name, F2 Control C of meta, and literally go back to content.xml right off the bat and go Control V. The name is the same. Okay, so it's not bugged. It's gonna work, not gonna crash. These are meta files. Then instead of F standing for female, I replace it for M, male. The next meta file for male is actually written out here correctly as well. Sometimes when the name is long and includes multiple numbers, somehow it bugs out. And if it bugs out, if it misses just a single character, if it's clothing, it's gonna crash. So that's how Rage works. And there is still one bug here that we need to fix actually, because if you look here, we have CD images and 3 RPFs here. Obviously, female contains our female clothing, a little bit lot geometry, I would say, but it looks good. As for male, it has our male clothing, like some hair, whatever random we downloaded from the internet, as well as the textures. But I remind you, we have our Ushanka hat somewhere here. Probably the behead one. Please, man. Yep, here it is. But guess what? All this beauty is for nothing. It's just not gonna work on your server. And the reason is, if you go back to content.xml, for some reason it just doesn't write your path to .p closing props. So we're gonna have to do that ourselves. So you see this tutorial closing male female RPF as we see here, and male RPF as we see here. But we have 3 RPFs, so we manually have to add one more. So as I said, the tool is sometimes imperfect. It's pretty hard to count on it solely, so try to edit it a bit so it suits your needs. So literally copy the path of any RPF and edit the name yourself. I would Control F2 Control C the actual path there, but I'm too lazy, so I'm just gonna do it manually. Tutorial calling male P is what we need because that's what we're missing. and literally copy the latest array here and copy the one we added just now of our latest RPF. You save it and it's literally done. Now it's gonna work, and most importantly, it's not gonna crash. Now I highly advise you, when you're gonna stream your closing and it will crash at one point, just like extremely incredibly important to just go back here and look that all your characters are correct. For your metadata, it has to be twice correctly here, so literally just Control C. Okay, it's twice here. If it finds 2 times, so it's correct. It finds this 2 times, this 2 times, this 2 times, this 2 times, so it does correctly. It's not gonna crash. These files, you don't even have to open them, you don't need to edit them, and that's literally it. Now, like I said, I'm gonna leave those templates inside my Discord channel. Literally just drag and drop your files into my templates and it's gonna work. You can download them under my English section of the Discord. And from here we're actually done. I'm gonna make one more tutorial for Solums that I want to do for so long. It's probably gonna be the final one. I've covered a lot of topics, and from there I will just wait for GTA 6. I really want to dive into that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me for so long. I'm doing great, thanks for asking, and hope to see you guys in the future. Maybe I'm gonna be streaming again, maybe in future videos, in Discord, in DMs, and thank you for stopping by. Have a good one.